Thanks, Gabby. Welcome one and all to Box Rec. Two top teams vying for early season points here in the mid-April sun. A sun that hangs up in the air like a big circular egg on a blue tablecloth. An egg waiting nobly for two teams to come out onto the field of play.
Very much so, Mark. Quite a spectacle here today. Wonderful occasion. Plenty of fans packed into the Rec. I've noticed a good amount of trees about near the pitch, and there are many houses around here. I will say that the houses are obviously a bit further away from the pitch than the trees, though.
The familiar and reassuring voice of my co-commentator and barber, Fred from Bernie's. Local legend and ever-present fixture in the great Corsham Town FC team of 1994. Whilst at Bernie's, he was barber to many thousands of football fans in the local area, and if anyone said it about football, he's heard it with a pair of scissors in his hands.
Yeah, that's right. Still carry a pair of shears wherever I go. I'll be doing a few snips at half-time. Just charity, mind you. You look like you need a trim, Mark. Your barnet's a fucking mess.
Well said, Fred. The team's come out to a riotous applause for both sets of fans. It's a packed crowd, and they're literally baying for blood. A lot of history for both teams, with victories, losses and a certain amount of draws. The game today promises to have at least one of these outcomes in some more history happening right here.
Yes, Flano, a lot of history, a lot of bad blood, a lot of tackles, and above all, a lot of football. And above that, a lot of goals.
Familiar dark green for Badgers contrast the black and red of Pasty United Football Club. Contrasting football styles too, the Badgers full of swashbuckling enterprise and guts versus the clinical, dead-eyed precision of the Pasties. First up, let's run through the teams today. Looking at boxed Badgers, it's a bit of tweaking from Millward this week after a nervous victory against Hardley Athletic in the opening game. Between the sticks, the big man with the big hands, it's Ben Dillaway, and he'll be an ever-present in the Badgers first team throughout the season.
Yes, he had a solid opening game and he was livid to miss out on the clean sheet, but he'll be more confident this week out with a fully kitted Millward in front of him. Dependable keeper with a dependable head of hair. Nice and thick and soft to the touch.
On his own at the back is club captain Nick Millward. He's Badgers through and through. The leader, the lover, the guy with the fittest mother. Mallard to his friends and Mr. Millward to his teammates.
He rules with an iron fist, and there'll be plenty of fisting this season. He's a handsome fella, decent amount of birds fingered, and always got a decent barnet on him. Knows his hair products too.
And this midfield looks strong with Harrison, Lai and Mackay pulling the strings together. Another week of training and it'll be a tighter unit, no doubt.
Yeah, good looking midfield this one. Lai and Harrison will look to support the striker, and Mackay trying to feed them in behind. Mackay was another one who liked his products. He'll be looking to control the game like he did his hair.
Up top, it's new signing Matt Brock, looking to add that rare blend of flair and crisp decision making that got him noticed by Millward. That and they were part of the same tutor group at school.
Yeah, sounds like an old boys network to me, but what do I know? I like the look of box today though, a lot of quality in the middle of the park, and with Millward dictating the play from the back, Brock up front pulling the strings like he used to pull his curtains from his forehead.
Pasty United looked promising last week against the Kippers. They're fancied to do good things this season with some quality signings in the draft. Let's run through the lineup. Colin Larrigan continues this week in goal with rather less protection this time out. Blunsdon sending off last week means he sat in the stands like a prized turkey at a vegan festival. Utterly useless.
Yes, they've lost Blunsdon for a game, but United are still a strong outfit. It's not all about star players, it's about heart and above all about bollocks. You need big bollocks in this league. Big bouncing bollocks.
Blunsdon's absence today means a tactical shift for the Pasties, switching to two at the back with debutant Lee Kramer lining up alongside captain Rich Robb.
Yeah, they'll be dealing with the guile of Brock and the late runs from midfield. I've seen it before, someone with a bit of grey matter up top linking in the penetrative midfielders. with Lion Harrison looking to capitalise on spaces created by Brock. Rob will be defender for 2, I should think.
So the United midfield looks different this week. Just Tommy Laver by himself in front of Rob and Kramer.
Yes, Flan, but it really depends on how Laver copes with the strong Badgers midfield. And he'll have his hands full, but with a bit of protection behind him, he'll be looking forward to try and feed the attack when he gets the chance.
And it's the front two of Fear and Greenaway. Fear no doubt dropping a bit deeper at times to try and cut out Millward's passes into midfield.
I must say as well, a goal and assist in the last game has given Fear the perfect start to the season. I do like Fear, lovely curls on his head, and importantly he's experimented with facial hair from a young age. Something I respect in a young'un.
And leading the line today is Daniel Greenaway. His first start of the season, he'll be raring to get on the score sheet and open his account.
Greenaway is one that I've never really rated. He's always had a buzz cut, and to me that's just sloppy. As a footballer, he's got a few nice touches in his locker, but for me his hair always lets him down.
Exactly, Fred. Greenaway needs to work on his finishing away from the football pitch. So Box Badgers playing left to right in the first half, shooting at the away fans in the box tunnel stand, which means they'll be finishing the game in front of the ultras at the basketball court end. The crowd are full of anticipation for what promises to be a cracking match-up, with no doubt some occasional skullduggery if captains Millward and Rob have their way.
Yeah, I like the look of the Badgers today. Millward's got his kit and he's strutting around like a cockerel on that pitch. Chin high, shoulders back, barking out orders to his midfield, who seems to be taking in their stride this week. He's had his bacon sarnie and he don't need no sauce.
The referee today is Tony Threlfall, very much the definition of a bastard in the black. He peeps on his whistle to signal the start of the game, and Brock lays the ball back to Millward, who launches it long and high into the balmy air and looks admiringly as it falls gently onto the hands of Colin Larrigan, wearing tight trousers and a baseball cap to shield his eyes. We're up and running, and it's game on for the Badgers.
Of course though, they don't always see it that way, do they? Too much focus on looking good instead of getting the basics right.
Yes, Fred, well that's modern barbers. Now, Mackay has the ball on the halfway line, looks right to Harrison, hugging the right touch line. Takes a touch, plays the ball back to Mackay, who drives forward on past the centre circle, looking for options as Brock shows for it, but it's Lai who receives the pass out wide on the left. Rob's there though, shows him down the line, but Lai thinks better of it. Almost lazily plays back infield to Mackay, who's about 30 yards from goal. Centre field. Brock shows for it again, but Mackay holds the ball as Laver marshals Mackay away from goal, but he does so. Lai sniffs for a bit of space. He's in behind Rob, and Mackay finds him in a lovely reverse pass. Lai's in on goal and slots home from 12 yards. After a lovely pass from Mackay, the Badgers are off and running with an early goal at the Rec.
What a start from the Badgers. I thought Lai was still waking up, but very cute there. Rob was caught napping. He thought that Lai wasn't interested yet, but that turn of pace from the man they call Lizer got him into a great position. He's got a cool head to finish like that. Larrigan, though, can't be too hard on himself there. Finish of quality from the Badgers star man.
Yes, Fred, the crowd here on their feet already with a few pints spilled after the first real chance of the game gets the Badgers in front. A fast start from Millward's men, and he'll be pleased to see the midfield trio already getting results.
See, the thing is, you just don't get that kind of control with Clippers. For me, it's got to be a real blade. It's about feel, you know. People often forget that.
Laver takes the ball down on his chest and cushions it with his left foot. Little glance over his shoulder, and he lays it back to Rob, who plays it to Kramer. Back to Rob. And Brock is chasing hard, but United are keeping the ball nicely at the back. Rob to Laver again, who switches play to Fear. Fear on near side left. Fear takes it down and looks up to see Greenaway. Herring down the left-hand channel. Dinks the ball into Greenaway, who's got Millward for company. Oh, lovely touch from Greenaway, who nicks it past Millward, who's now out of position. Greenaway sprints to keep the ball in. Just at the byline, Dillaway's off his line quickly, but Greenaway sees this and he shoots early, looking to lob Dillaway, and it's just on the roof of the net from the tightest of angles.
Good work from Dillaway to put pressure on Greenaway there. Nice idea from Greenaway, but the execution wasn't quite right to find the finish. Millward, though, will be angry with himself, but Badgers have gotten away with it.
Mackay to Harrison now. Picks up the ball 10 yards inside his own half. And that's a late one from Laver there. The crowd don't like it. And Harrison is on the floor. He looks in some pain.
Millward's on his way to have a word with Laver about that tackle. Yeah, it was late, but I think Harrison's made a lot of it.
It doesn't matter to Millward, though. He's unloading the verbals in Labour's direction, and Threlfall having to get in between the pair of them to calm things down. First he talks to Millward. There's a few choice words going on there. Millward heads back to his box, though, and Threlfall then calls Laver over. Now, he's having a long talk with Laver. Yeah, a lot of gesturing, but looks to me that's all it's going to be, just a talking to, and Millward doesn't look happy about it. Well, United still trying to get a foothold in the game, really. It's been a strong start from the Badgers. Midfield are not really letting Laver or Fear get into the game, and Fear's lost the ball to Mackay again in the Badgers' half. And Mackay hits a low pass out to the right-hand side. Close to us now. Harrison's got plenty of time to run against Kramer. This is a test for Kramer now, and Harrison's gone past him like he's not there. Rob's coming across, leaving Brock unmarked at the far post, screaming for the ball, and Harrison goes for glory from a tight angle, but Larrigan gets a toe to the shot.
Oh, Brock was screaming for it there. He'll be frustrated with Harrison, who's angry at himself, and Rob comes and gives Larrigan a slap on the back. Larrigan's kept him in the game there. Harrison takes the corner, but it's long, and it's over Ly's head. That's a shame, that one.
Fear on the left again. Picks up the ball and looks infield to Laver, who shrugs. He's been closely followed by Mackay. Fear holds the ball up, jinks away from Harrison nicely. He's in a bit of space now, drives into the Badgers' half, and he has Laver to his right, but he sees Millward, hair out, slips the ball to Greenaway. Greenaway's timed his run well, and he's in on goal, and that's a heavy touch, but Dillaway slow to react, and Greenaway gets there. First, pokes the ball through the legs of Dillaway, and it's into the net, and it's 1-1 here, and that's against the... Oh! No, the whistle's gone, and Tony Threlfall has called it offside. He wasn't well positioned, but he's sticking to his guns, and now Rob is approaching him, and he's not a happy bunny.
Oh yes, Rob is giving it both barrels to Threlfall, and there ain't no humour in that exchange. Threlfall's now standing over Rob, and he's not backing down. Yeah, he's pointing at his whistle and then his chest as if to say, it's my bloody whistle, and I'll blow it if I want to.
Yeah, the Badgers lucky there, a marginal decision, but it's gone the way of the Badgers.
Yeah, United starting to find their rhythm a little bit, and Laver's getting into the game. Him and Fear have focused on Mackay.
Yes, and it's Mackay again, who's lost out to Laver, and he looks up and lays it into Greenaway, who's got back to goal 35 yards out. And Millward's gone through the back of him there, and Rob sprints over to Millward. He's getting heated here. Millward doesn't look like he's backing down, but Dillaway thunders off his line, breaks up the pair of them. Good work from Dillaway there, and Threlfall finally catches up with the game.
Yeah, Threlfall's got to keep hold of this game. That offside and some soft decisions, and it's threatening to get out of hand.
Yeah, that's right, Fred. Threlfall's trying to keep a lid on things, but it's been a tough half for him. Calls over both captains, reading them the right act.
Millward is pleading innocence, and Rob is just nodding along to the lecture from the referee as if to say, I've heard it all before, Tony, you fucking numpty. Looks like it's just another talking to for the pair. Has Tony forgot his cards or something?
Kramer has it now. Oh, that's a Hollywood pass from Kramer. Outside of the boot. All the way out to the right-hand side where Fear's got a lot of room. He's in behind Lai, who's not bothered about tracking back at all. Fear cuts in field and in acres of space, but Millward's decided to pay him a visit. But Fear sees Laver in field. Lovely pass to Fear, and Laver drives on. And Laver lets one fly from 20 yards. It's off the bar from Laver.
Dillaway was rooted to the spot there. He was helpless. Laver is desperately unlucky with a quality strike. He might have taken another touch there, but he's backed himself, and it's only a coat of paint away from a goal. See, it's that pomade you can't get in Europe. I still go to the States every few years just to stock up.
Mackay to Millward. Knocks it to Dillaway, and he leathers the ball into the air, and Threlfall there blows his whistle, brings the first half to a close. Well, beforehand we were saying it was a midfield duel, and that's what we've got. It's been bad-tempered at times, but there have been a few angry Badgers out there. But there's been some quality too. Lai's shown glimpses of brilliance, and Harrison's been influential. It's 1-0 at the break.
Been a good game, this one. At one point I thought the Pasties weren't going to be able to cope with the Badgers midfield, but they grew back into the game and will feel like they can come back in the second half. A bit more sharpness from Greenaway and they'll be right back in this one. I'm off to give old Boozy a little trim if you don't mind.
Okie dokie, Fred. See you in a few. Well, it's Daniel Greenaway who gets the second half underway, and we're back into the action.
That's right. Managed to do a few cuts and made a few bucks for the local church fund. I'm a Christian man, I don't give a toss who knows it. Threlfall might have his whistle, but I've got the big man upstairs on my side. Yeah, it's heating up. United have started the second half well and are pushing hard. Laver and Fear having a lot of joy in the spaces left by Lai when he just wanders off.
Yes, and it's Laver now who plays the ball inside to Rob, who's come forward. He's trying to make things happen, looking for some options like a sniper in a nest, and he's launched the ball looking for Greenaway, but it's been cut out by Millward. Good defending. Millward has the ball 20 yards in own half and tries to play into Lai, who's more central now. Brock shows for the ball in a good position, and Lai plays the ball out to Harrison. Harrison to Mackay, and that's a nice touch. Mackay sneaks the ball over the head of Fear, and he collects it again with Lai and Brock ahead of him. 3-on-2 here. Mackay pushes on, and Brock's still calling for the ball.
Go on, son, hit it!
Mackay lets fly from 20 yards, but it's high and wide from Mackay, and Lai isn't happy, and Brock cuts a frustrated figure, but Mackay holds his hands up there.
Yeah, Brock's found it hard today. He's made some decent runs. He's shown for the ball in good areas. With the quality of Lai and Harrison, though, would you want to let Brock have the ball? Would I fuck?
Yes, but the Badgers are back in this tight game, and it's the next goal that's going to be crucial. Oh, and that's a lovely touch from Millward, showing Greenaway the ball before a dip of the shoulder. Calmly done from the captain. Now plays the ball short to Mackay, who ambles forward over the halfway line. Looks up to Brock, who's made a diagonal run to the right-hand side, screaming for the ball. Mackay, though, onto Harrison, who lets the ball run through his legs and deceives Laver there. Lai picks the ball up and Rob's out of position, so Kramer comes across, but Lai's going straight through the gears here. Lai can smell Fear, and he heads straight at Kramer, who suddenly sees what he's in for. Lovely touch from Lai, takes the ball past Kramer. He's one-on-one with Larrigan, who's off his line, and Lai makes it too! Scoops the ball over Larrigan, who's off his line. Lovely finish from Lai, and that's his second. It's looking good for Box Badgers.
Lovely play from Lai there. Wonderful lead from Harrison. Really opened up the pitch, and there's not many better players in the league with a ball at their feet. Feel a bit sorry for Kramer, really. It's not his fault. Lai just made him look like a right old plum. Could have happened to anyone.
Great run from Lai, showing his quality, and the finish worthy to settle a game of this stature. It's 2-0 at the Rec, and it's a long way back for the Pasties now. Millward to Dillaway. Back to Millward now. They're trying to take the sting out of the game.
Yes, good idea. Good game management there.
Millward to Mackay now upfield, but he's caught in possession in a dangerous part of the field. Fear nicks the ball away from Mackay and heads to centre field in plenty of space. Plays the ball to Greenaway, but he's got Millwall for company, so lays the ball back to Fear, who's got the run on Mackay, who's struggling now. Fear 25 yards out and getting closer. Fear now shapes a shoot, but it's Dillaway who smothers, and the ball flies out to the left hand side, but it's Laver from a tight angle who fires one into the stands.
Good decision from Laver, but just need a bit more control on that one. Big chance that one.
Yes, big chance there. Dillaway initially did well to foil Fear, but was floundering as the ball fell to Laver, but unfortunately Laver couldn't finish.
He won't like seeing that again tonight. He'll be fucked right off, and rightly so.
Oh, and Millward knows it, and he's having a few words in the ear of Laver, who's not happy. He squares up to Millward, who's grinning like a Cheshire cat. Oh, Laver shoved Millward.
All right, ladies, simmer down.
And Millward's gone down here. He's clutching his head and rolling around. Bit of gamesmanship here, surely.
I've had softer eggs than that.
Bloody load of Nancy's, if you ask me, Flano. Yeah, and Threlfall's got his card out, but it's yellow for Laver. Yeah, much to the amusement of the away fans, who ironically cheer Threlfall. He's not had a great game today, that's for sure. So Millward to Dillaway, who keeps the ball at his feet. Greenaway approaches, and Dillaway finds Millward, plays it back to Mackay. Mackay to Harrison, back to Mackay. Mackay then to Millward. Yeah, Millward back to Dillaway, and it's all becoming a bit prosaic here. The home fans are enjoying this now, a few olays.
Rightly so, it's been a good showing from the Badgers today. Crowd can be pleased at a victory against a very good side in Pasty United.
Yes, and that's it. Threlfall blows his whistles and signals the end of the game. Good match-up between two good teams. The Badgers will be pleased with the result. Clean sheet for Dillaway and 2 goals for Lai makes good reading for Millward.
Yeah, good reading, but Pasty United shouldn't be too down on themselves. They'll have better days in the future, especially with Blunson's coming back into the side next time's out. Game was close, but the Badgers had the quality in the final third.
It's Lai at the double at the Rec as the home fans leave the ground with smiles on their faces, singing the name of their manager, club captain and owner Nick Millward.
Yeah, good game all round. The guy of the Brock and his late runs from Lai and Harrison midfield caused Pasty United a good few problems. As a defender, the last thing you want is Matthew Lai coming at you 50 miles an hour, ball at his feet, goal hungry look in his face.
Lai the difference today, and Millward goes back to the dressing room a happy man. It's 2-0, the final score at the Rec. Thanks Fred for joining today. It's a pleasure to have you alongside me.
Thanks Mark. Let me know if you want me to sort that Barnet out. Complete disaster.
I've been Mark Flannel, and now back to you in the studio, Gabby.